Hey everyone, it's Nicole again, and I'm here to do the mid-year book freakout tag. I don't know who made this tag originally, but it's one that always makes its rounds around YouTube in like June and July. And I think I wrote down answers for it last year, but I don't think I ever filmed. So I'm gonna do it this year. So let's get started. I also really wanted to film today because quite like my shirt, and I wanted to film with it, even though it's really hot and I want to take it off. But anyways, so I also wanted to just go over how many books I've read so far, because there's another tag going around called the mid-year check-in tag. And the questions are kind of similar, but this one has more, so I'm going to do this one. But the first question on that one is, how many books have you read so far? So, according to Goodreads, I've read 79 books. 2 of those are DNFs. So, do those count? Actually, yeah, 2 of them are. 19 of those are single issue comics, which are about 20 pages long. I just like to put everything on Goodreads, which is, I set my goal like double what I usually read. And then 21 of those are graphic novels or comic trades. So those are maybe like 100 pages or longer depending on the graphic novel, but they're have pictures in them. So if we get rid of all of those, I read 37 books, which is probably closer to how many actual books I read a year, because I feel like I read 1 to 2 books a week. So the first question is, what's the best book you've read so far in 2018? And I think it's gonna have to be Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. I've had a couple 5-star books. What are you doing? Maggie, come here. Maggie's here now. She would like to play. Hi there. Hello, what are you doing? Come here. Bless you. Sorry for the distractions. She's just gonna be squeaking her toy. The best book I've read so far this year is definitely Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. I gave other books 5 stars, but this is, I think, the best one that I've read. It's a collection of short stories. There's lots of like speculative magical realism elements, lots of queer characters, and it's great. And I really love the, what's it called? Especially Heinous, which is all of the Law & Order SVU episodes, but like it's like changed. And I've never seen Law & Order SVU, and that was like my favorite one. It was so good. But yeah, this is definitely the best thing I've read so far. And also, if you like add up all the ratings I did for each short story, definitely the best. Anyways, so the next question is, what is the best sequel you've read so far in 2018? And I haven't read that many sequels, but definitely the best one that I read was Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shauna Maguire, because I did not like Every Heart a Doorway. I gave it a generous 3 stars, but I didn't really like it. And I loved Down Among the Sticks and Bones. I gave that 5 stars. Like, it was nothing I would have changed about it. It was really great, and I loved that world. It follows Jack and Jill, the twins, and they're like in this Moor world, and it's very spooky. Also low gay, so there's a theme. So yeah, that's the best sequel I've read. And I haven't read the newest one that came out in February, because I'm always just a year behind on books. As you'll probably see, most of the books that I've read are books that came out last year. I just take a while to get to them. So the next question is, new releases you haven't read yet, but you want to. There's 2 in particular that I want to read. One is Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake. Everyone's been talking about this book. It came out in May, I think. Hi, what are you doing? And it's about this girl whose twin brother is accused of raping her best friend, and she has to deal with the consequences of that. And it sounds like such an interesting topic, and I really, really want to read that. And I'm pretty sure my library has that. And the other thing I really want to read is Who is Vera Kelly by Rosalie Connect. and this is like kind of a spy thriller book, but also about like the LGBT scene in New York in the 60s and 70s, I think. Like Greenwich Village, I think is where it was. So that sounds really cool, and I'm excited to check that one out. I haven't seen anyone talk about it yet, but I know Cece from Problems of a Book Nerd wanted to read it, and I think she has it. She hasn't read it yet, so I'm waiting for her to see what she thinks of it. And the next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Again, I couldn't go with just one. I'll try to go through them quickly. I'm really excited for Aquacorn Cove by Katie O'Neill. I read both of her books that are out right now, like this year, Princess Ever After and The Tea Dragon Society, and I loved both of them. So I really want to read this one, and it's probably going to be beautiful and gay again, so I'm excited. That one comes out in October, so. I'm also really excited for Whole Metal Girls by Emily Skrutsky. She did The Abyss Surrounds Us, and I haven't read the sequel to that yet. But Whole Metal Girls is about like cyborg ladies, and I think there's an asexual character, and it's about female friendships, and I'm so excited for that one. I think that one comes out in July, so I get to read it soon, which is exciting. And then another one, kind of out of nowhere, is the third in Mass Effect Andromeda novel. I haven't read the first two because the game was garbage, but the third one, don't know the plot, but it's written by Catherine Valente, who is one of my favorite authors. So I'm just so excited that one of my favorite authors is writing a book for my favorite video game series. One of, not my favorite one, but one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm excited to read that one. I feel like it's hard to find the novels for some reason. I always see them in used bookstores, but I think I got the other ones like on Amazon or something, so I might just do that. And I think that comes out in August, so that's cool. Alright, the next question is biggest disappointment, and that's gotta be, I have a couple that I was like excited for, but probably my biggest disappointment was Future Home of the Living Gods by Louis Erdrich, which I've gotten rid of because I didn't like it. I got that for my birthday. I read it very soon after I got it. It was my first Louis Erdrich, which is probably the most disappointing thing. I mean, I'm obviously going to read more of her books, but I just did not like it, and I don't like The Handmaid's Tale, so I probably shouldn't read these new Handmaid's Tale books that are coming out. Like, Red Clocks, I want to read that, but people keep comparing it to Handmaid's Tale, and I'm like, that makes me feel like I'm not going to like it. But yeah, I just did not like that book at all, and it was disappointing, and I got rid of it, and I felt bad because it was a birthday present, but it's fine. I read it, so that's the present, the gift of reading. Anyways, the next question is biggest surprise, and I'm gonna go with We Are Okay by Nina LaCour, because I read her other book, Everything Leads to You, and I thought it was very cute, but this one, like, fucked me up. Like, I was, like, so invested, and I, like, read it in, like, 2 hours, and it was just, I wasn't expecting to love it that much. I gave that 5 stars. That's, like, up there on the best books I've read this year. So, I was expecting it, I mean, I knew it was sad, but I wasn't expecting to connect with it on that level. Alright, and the next question is favorite new author, either debut author or new to you, and that's definitely going to be Katie O'Neill, because I read Princess Ever After in the Tea Dragon Society. I would get up. They're behind me, but I don't want to get up. But yeah, I just want to read everything she writes. Her art is so beautiful. Like, I just want prints of like every page of all of her work. So beautiful, and I like her stories. They're like geared towards children, but like they're really approachable for adults, and they have like LGBT themes, but it's not like super obvious because they are for children, but I really like that she includes that in books for children, and they're so good, and I love them. So. Alright, the next question is newest fictional crush, and I know I'm really late to the game, but I read The Raven Boys. I didn't love it, but I do love Ronan Lynch. So, yeah. I love angsty boys, and he's an angsty boy. So yeah, I'm on the Ronan train. I'm on it. I got his book, the second book, from the library, so I'm gonna read that soon. I'm excited to see more of him. It's great. So, yeah. Newest fictional crush. What are you doing over there? The next one is newest favorite character. And I think I'm gonna go with Ari from The Clay Girl. I really liked her character. She reminded me of, like, me when I was younger, when she was, like, really little. I mean, I feel like probably everyone who's, like, a reader can relate to her. And she just seemed like a really nice person. Like, genuinely nice person. And she was doing so well despite, like, how fucked up her life was. But she still, like, wasn't perfect. Like, she still made mistakes. And she was so relatable and very smart. And I would want to hang out with her and talk about books and stuff. I think that would be fun. Alright, the next one is a book that made you cry. And I'm going to talk about We Are Okay Again by Nina LaCour. Because I was like, I cry a lot. Like, all the time. If I see someone crying, I start crying. If someone's crying in a TV show, movie, commercial, a book, anything, like, I just, like, cry really easily. In that book, I was, like, ugly crying, like, sobbing, like, snot dripping down my face, like shaking. Like, it was, like, intense. So, definitely the most crying I did. But I cry all the time in books, so. And the next one is a book that made you happy. I guess I should get it. Oh, 1 second. That was really graceful, I think. I probably shouldn't do that because my computer's right here. Alright. But it's gonna be this one, The Tea Drawing Society. So happy. I feel like this is just a Katie O'Neill and Nina LaCour fangirl video. This book is so cute and so happy, and it's the most precious thing I've ever read. So there's that. The next one is favorite book to film adaptation you saw this year. And I think I've only seen one book to film adaptation that I read the book for, and that was Annihilation. But it's a very, very loose adaptation, which I like. But there's other movies that are adapted of books that I haven't read that I liked better, if that makes any sense. So that's the only one that I've actually read the book. Well, there's other ones, but they're bad, and I don't want to talk about them. Looking at You, Fahrenheit 451. Michael Shannon was the only good thing about that. Anyways, 2 other ones I'm going to talk about. You Were Never Really Here, which is written by Jonathan Ames, and the film is directed by, what's her name? I know her name. Lynn Ramsey. See, I tried typing it and I remembered. I haven't read the book, but it was a great movie. 5 stars. Also, I just watched The Handmaiden, which, that's directed by Park, what's his name? Park Chan-wook. And it's an adaptation of The Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. And I haven't read it yet, but I really, really liked the additions he had, because the book is set in Victorian London, and the film in Victorian times, like 1800s, I think. And the film is set in, like, the 30s in Japan-occupied Korea. And there's a lot of interesting stuff they do with the interactions between Japanese and Koreans. And I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a really interesting adaptation. But I haven't read the book yet, so that's that. Alright. The next question is, what's the favorite review you've written this year, or the Booktube version favorite video you've done so far this year? And I think my favorite video is probably the Wander Through My TBR video I did. It was, like, really fun, and it made me discover some books I had totally forgotten about. And I definitely want to do more of those, and maybe even, like, want, like, have Goodreads pick my TBR or something, like, just kind of do a random number generator, and then I have to read those books. I think that could be fun. But yeah, I really liked that video. That was fun. And the next question is, what's the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year? Oh, it's just this one. Here again. Tea Dragon Society. So beautiful. So beautiful. All the little tea dragons in the back. There's a little game coming out that's based on this, and I'm so excited to get it. It's gonna be really cute. Alright, and the next question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And I'm just being lazy and not getting up. But I have all these books, it's fine. So I really want to read, I'm doing more than one, but yeah. I really want to read My Favorite Thing is Monsters, which is this giant graphic novel. And I don't know where I'm going to put it on my shelf, because those are full, and it's big. But I want to read that, because I got it during Christmas time. So I want to read that. I want to finish the Southern Reach trilogy. That's the Annihilation Jeff Vandermeer series. I want to finish that, and then I want to read Born, but I don't have Born. But I'm not buying Born until I finish this series. I also want to read Uprooted by Naomi Novak, because my friend got it for me for my birthday last year. My birthday's in March, so it's been like a year and a couple months, so I need to read that so I can talk to her about it. And now there's like 2 more books out or something, so. And then I also want to read Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters, because I love The Handmaiden. I mean, I had some issues with it, but it was great. And like, I don't know why it took me so long to hear about Sarah Waters, because it sounds like her books sound like my dream genre, like kind of spooky historical fiction with lesbians. Like, it sounds like my dream. Homeless people are always sitting on my neighbor's stoop. Like, I don't know why they choose her steps. They just really like to sit there. It's fine. But anyways, those are the books that I want to read. I mean, obviously I'm going to read all my books, but those are my top priorities. And I think it's very possible. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't done this video, you should do it. I think it's like a tag, so I can tag people, but I'm bad at tagging people. But yeah, I'll see you all soon with another video. Bye!